This is the Cape Coast Castle in Ghana, West Africa, where enslaved Africans were shipped to the Caribbean, to North America, and other places in the world. From this castle, on the average, 10,000 enslaved Africans were shipped year by year. Altogether, about 60 million Africans were enslaved. Whoever went through this door had no chance of coming back. That is why this door got the name, the Door of No Return.
Check this out. In the second month of the year 2022, I took my second trip to Ghana, West Africa. So I would like to congratulate you because you get to be the first people to take the Glue-Alkebulan tour. So sit back and relax, and we are gonna walk you through 2 weeks in Ghana, West Africa. Today, we're going to the slave dungeons, Cape Elmina. It will be a 5-hour commute from Accra. And remember when they came to the villages and grabbed the slaves, they walked them to the coast. This is a 5-hour drive. So we could only imagine the commute that our ancestors had to walk in order to get here. It's a full moon. Full moon. There are 3 slave dungeons that was used to port us out. And we went to the Elmina and we went to Cape Coast. And my first trip there, man, I don't know if I was ready for what I saw. You know, to actually go there.
Well, I mean, you saw shackles or bars, whips. What did you see? What made you kind of shook up?
They have the shackles there, they have the bars there, but they have the tour guide that is explaining what was happening there. This is the dungeons where all of the slaves were ported out. This is the bottleneck.
So this is where my great
yes, this is where we all got on the ships at.
When we're looking at West Africa, we are looking at more than 70 forts and castles that was built. When we're talking about the slave trade. And then out of it, we only have 3 to be castles. The rest are all forts in West Africa. And the amazing thing is that all the 3 castles in West Africa can be seen or located in Ghana. The rest are all forts. Now, looking at the 3 castles that we have in the country of Ghana, we're looking at Elmina Castle, probably known by that name, by the St. George's Castle, built by the Portuguese. And the second one is that of the Christian Castle in Accra or Osu, built by the Danish or the Danes. The last one is that of the Cape Coast Castle, built by the British. The rest are all forts. But the 3 castles, this one happens to be the biggest, the largest, and the first when we're talking about the slave trade. So since we are here, we'll be talking more about this one. So Elmina Castle or St. George's Castle, that was built by the Portuguese in 1482. Now, before the building of this castle, we're looking at the earlier interaction of the Portuguese at the time. So, in terms of the interaction, they happened to be here in 1471. As a result of it, they were using their ship as a lodging place, as they were doing interaction with the people at that time. And through that, we're looking at the introduction of the trade, in terms of trading, as part of the interaction. So we're looking at the exchange of gold, ivory, spices, and other items in terms of the trading. But the gold at that time was so high. Probably talking about the alluvial gold. As a result of it, the Portuguese used the opportunity of more gold here to name this place to be Elmina. Elmina is a Portuguese language that simply means the mine. We're looking at the mispronunciation of Elmina, and we're talking about Elmina. That's the name of the town. So, the castle of it was purposely built to trade and then also to spread Christianity at the time of it. As a result of the trading, all the rooms that we have down here happens to be a warehouse. Then right there happens to be the church. We're talking about the spreading of Christianity. But later on in 1600 was now the attention of the slave trade or human trade. As a result of the slavery, the warehouses here were now converted to be a slave dungeon. What they started with 1,000 captives. So out of the 1,000 captives, 600 were men, 400 were women. Now please don't forget, the number increased afterwards. The 600 men were now divided to be in the room that we have right in here. So all the rooms that we have down here, with the exception of these 2, was for the men. And all of the women were the other side. So we take a step and we have a look at where we're being held during March in terms of the ship coming to ride. Let's go. So what happened was that at the point in time, all the rooms that we have down here was where the 400 women were divided to be inside. Let's come here, have a look over here.
Men.
The women.
Okay.
So this place happens to be the largest place for the women. Looking at the point of the 400 women who were divided, out of it, 150 women were held in here. The 150 women who were held in here, this place happens to be the largest place for them. 150 held in here. This is the original floor, while we were here waiting for the ship to come in the next 3 months. And amazingly, we're looking at the point of, with the exception of ventilation coming from the gated doors that we have right in here, the other way around for ventilation to be in here is from the small hole that we have right there. Now that side, it's also leads to a place where they kept their weapons. Weapons could be the guns, the gunpowder, and other items. Or that of the gunpowder is toxic or poisoned. So when they are leakage, they come right in here. And amazingly, we're also looking at the point of nature. We're talking about urinating, vomiting, feces. The ladies too, we're talking about menstruation that's being done every month. So all these things happen right in here while we're here. We're looking at the point of outbreak of diseases. Some of them died here before the ship will even arrive in 3 months' time. So I say in here, those who died should rest in perfect peace. That's the reason we have the flash right in here to remember those who died. Let's continue. So what we have right here, this is rain, washing, drinking, and other purposes. So it happens to be rainwater. We constructed some tunnels right in here for the water to come in, but for now it has been disconnected. Now, the Dutch taking over the castle never uses water here. They also created this at where we have the church or the museum. Now I use water here to be washing the ladies when they're being selected for sexual abuse or rape. As a result of the raping, up there is where they do stand to select the women. The stands up there, some of the gates were open for them to come outside. And being selected, the water right here will now first wash them before they took them to the governor's bedroom through a secret door or a trap door. Let's see from this side. So this side, this happens to be the secret door or the trap door where the selected ladies were taken out to the governor's bedroom. So what happened was that the ladies, some of them were found pregnant right in here. Those who got pregnant, they had a place that they kept them until they delivered. So after delivery, they have some specific years. You have to separate the kids from the mothers. Now send the mothers back to the dining to be sold out. So those kids are the mixed race kids, of what we're talking about the mulattoes. Yeah. So that's the reason why we're looking at the introduction of the European culture in the country of Ghana, in terms of the name aspect of it and other aspect of the European culture right here. Now what we have right here, that is the metal body cannonball that was used to punish the ladies. Those who refuse to go to the governor's bedroom when it comes to the sexual abuse or the rape. And as a result of it, there was a chain on top of it that was used to chain. It could be the hand, the neck, or the leg. What we're seeing right there is very heavy. And don't forget, we're looking at the point of the sea bridge in terms of metal getting rusted. So this isn't the original size of it. As a result of being punished right in here, we're talking about those who refuse to go to the governor's bedroom. The chain on top of it right in here for the punishment being over. We're also looking at the point of human nature or nature. Now, by nature, we're looking at two aspects of it. If it doesn't rain, it will be shining. So if it is raining or shining, you need to be right in here to the punishment. It will be over. And amazingly, we're also looking at the point of language barrier that was also being punished right in here. The reason behind it is that when we're talking about the caption of the captives in here, we're talking about going beyond the borders of this country. It could be Togo, it could be Cote d'Ivoire, it could be Benin. Now, in the same country of Ghana, we're talking about ethnic group or tribe. Held in here, waiting for the ship to come. Looking at the European soldiers who took that aspect of it, that they were refusing to go to the governor's bedroom. And through that, being punished right in here. Some did go unconscious and died in here. So when we are talking about the history of the slave trade, more people died than those who survived. So we still say here, those who died should rest in peace. Let's come. Happens to be a place that the governor will stand here to select the woman when it comes to rape or sex. So you just saw the distance from here to the governor's bedroom. Let's look at the kitchen for now.
The governor will stand here and select himself.
So this is the kitchen for the governor. And amazingly, that is the original floor for the kitchen. You can look at comparison where they kept the slaves and that of the kitchen floor. That's kind of crazy.
This would be like a waiting here. Yeah.
So this place happens to be the kitchen for the governor. It's the church. So I have Psalm 132 written in Old Dutch language. And amazingly, beneath the church was where the slaves were held down there. Let's continue.
What's Psalm 132 saying?
Talk about Zion is the dwelling place for the Lord.
Remember that all that's going on beneath a cathedral.
Yeah.
Like this is a kind of a church.
The slave dungeons,
Yeah.
the tunnels, the passageways to the slave dungeons are built beneath the first Christian church.
Alright, so this side, this place happens to be the entrance. That is the place called the door or the gate of no return. So with this side here, it is purposely meant for the ladies who were held in there, being bought by the merchants to walk down to the ship. As a result of going down, there were some steps at that time, but for now, it's no more. So we also have the drainage to replace it. So we're going to use the point of where the men were being held. We have a look at the door or the gate of no return, please. Let's come in. Alright, so you have a quick look over here, then come back, please. Quick one. Just have a quick look, then come back. Right. So what happened is that at the point of the slavery, at the point of the slave trade, right here happens to be the place where the captives who were being bought by the merchants were being branded with hot metal right in here before they were taken to the ship. And let's come here, please. Right, so there is one step down, one step down. So I advise you can use your flashlight, please. One step down. Right, so this place happens to be the place where the ladies were coming down. And at the time, this happened to the steps that was there at that time. Now it's no more, so we also have the drainage to replace it. So while the ladies were coming from this side, behind was where the men also came through. They were all chained while they went through this side. Now, as we go through the history of this castle, this place happens to be the saddest part of the history as we go through the dungeons from our side. The reason why I'm saying this is because now, when we're talking about the capturing of the slaves, we're looking at some of the European soldiers who were setting fire in some of their houses at a gunpoint. So those who came out were being captured. As a result of this capture, we're talking about kids, families of pregnant women who were found together being captured at the same time. When they brought them here, they were being separated. Looking at the men this side, the women this side, and that of the men the other way. As a result of it, this place happens to be the only opportunity if there were families within being bought by the merchant to walk down to the ship. This happened to the place that they could see themselves in here for the last time before they were taken out. The reason behind is that when we were taking them outside, on board or on a ship, they had a different place for the man and that of the woman. So at this point of seeing your wife, your kids, your husband for the last time, looking at the psychological aspect of it, in terms of thinking about what is going to happen to my wife, what is going to happen to my kids, and other aspect of it. And in so doing, we're looking at the increased rate in terms of committing of suicide at a point in time. So we go in here, watch your head please. Let's go. Alright, so right there, that is the door or the gate of no return. So at a point in time, the sea happens to be very closer to the castle, right, as we see it by nature. So what happened was that the merchants now were using the small boat to be taking the slaves to the big ship. Now, with the exception of the slaves who were being branded with hot metal on the chest before they were taken outside, the other aspect of it is that if a merchant is buying one slave, he was giving more than one. The perception that they had was that by the time they get to a meal, some would die, some would survive. They were giving more than the number required. But the situation right in here, it makes the ship overloaded. So on their way going, if there were any shortage of food or anything happening to the ship, quickly, in place of the weak ones, just throw them into the sea. And the other point of it is that what happened is that the slaves who were taken outside, they were being chained. The chaining could be the hand, the neck, or the leg. So on their way going, the more they are stuck, the more the ship capsizes. The more the ship capsizes, the more there is a twist of the metal chain on the hand, the neck, or the leg. And don't forget, this is a skin. It is so soft that anything twisted in the metal, there will be an issue with it. And amazingly, we are also looking at the point of the sea breeze when it comes to metal getting rusted. So this rusted metal on the hand was at the same time to get twisted. Through that, more people died than those who survived. So that's the reason why we have this list here to remember those who died. We keep on saying, and those who died should rest in perfect peace. Now, amazingly, as we walk through the history of this castle, amazingly, side by side of the castle happens to be a dungeon for the men, where the 600 men were divided to be in, whilst waiting for the ship to come. Now, the side by side being a dungeon for the men, right in the middle happens to be a church. When the Portuguese were here, they happened to be Catholic. But when the Dutch took over the castle, they were Protestants. So what happened was that they used the church of the Portuguese to be their slave market, where they were auctioning slaves right in there. But when we got into the place, it is now used as a museum.
I didn't know.
Right, so this place happens to be a prison. Now we're looking at the aspects of the dungeons and that of the prison, situation of it. This place, it was a prison for the European soldiers, those who misbehaved in terms of going beyond the rules of the castle. So anybody who was found culprit was now brought in here to be punished. Right in here, the punishment being over will be released. Let's go to the next one. This one.
Prison for the European. Yeah, prison to punishing. What's the symbol that?
It's telling you something about no life in there.
So you get nice
Right, so this side happens to be the condemned aspect of the prison. Without the condemned aspect of this prison, we're talking about the slaves. Now we call them the freedom fighters. Those who were fighting for their freedom to get out. Probably we're talking about those who were built. So the leaders among them were being captured, brought in here to be killed. So here, no food, no water. Now, by nature, we all cannot die at the same time. So if by chance one person is dead, those who are not dead will be looking at dead colleagues who are waiting for their time to die. Then because everybody right in here, we're all struggling to survive. We can see some of the scratchy hands right on the walls in there. So we still say, and those who die should rest in perfect peace. That's why they have the symbol of the skull and that of the crossbones to represent the condemned self.
The scratching hand. Of those who were captured. Before we force you to have the
Alright, so this place happens to be one of the sleeping rooms for some of the European soldiers. But right now, it's a shop. We have a quick look and we move on. But this happens to be a book that talks into detail about Elmina Castle and G.L.U.E Castle. And this also gives an idea about what happened on the ship while they were taking them outside. If you want some answers, somebody can get some. Let's also have a look around the move on, please.
Okay.
Alright, so before you take your photos, you're almost done. Before you take your photos, up there, the white building up there, that is the fort, St. Jago Fort, built by the Dutch for their soldiers to be right there to protect the castle. And these are the weapons that they use for their fighting if there were any attack. Let's talk about it. square diagram that we have down there, that is the compass. It also serves as a sundial. So what happened was they put a stick in the middle, then use the shadow of it to tell their time. And where we have the coconut plant, there was water inside. So water inside, the drawbridge right there was raised up as a way of protecting the castle in the day. Take your photos and the top. The white building straight. Look at the last point of the sea. The white building that we said the last point of the sea. That is the Cape Coast Castle.
Oh, okay.
This side. Yeah.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy, Brother Royce. One time for your mind, though. They call me Hakeem Roys. Hakeem Asar El Roys. But you can just call me Brother Royce. Day 2 of the mission today. Day 2 of the tours and everything. I am the first official go-through of the tour. And today we went to the slave dungeons. You know? And the first time I went there in 2018, I was like, why are they preserving this? You know, like, slavery is over now, you know what I'm saying? Like, not that it's over, because, you know, it's very much just taking a different form, but it's over now, you know? So why reserve it? Why relive these memories every single day? You know, that was the question I was asking in 2018. And as if the universe was manifesting that answer, you know. Started getting a rising group of, you know, black people, African Americans, whatever you want to call them, and who starting to believe and starting to even assert that slavery never happened. That slavery never happened. That it was fictitious. I say, wow. Say what? I've heard Jesus isn't real. He's a character made up by white people, taken from stories of Kemet. No actual person ever walked this earth who did the things he did. That was a fictitious story. It's okay. I've heard the Willie Lynch letters aren't real. That was satire, and somebody wrote that just to kind of make fun of the whole slavery thing. Satire. What a satire. Right? It's okay. And then I've heard Kunta Kinte isn't real, and he's a made-up fictitious character from a movie named Roots. There was never any Kunta Kinte. There was never any Chief Warrior. There was never any of that. I'm like, damn, y'all just ruling everything out, huh? Nothing existed, huh? You know? But now there's a new thing of slavery never existed. Slavery never happened. You know, so now in 2022, when I walk through the slave dungeons and I see that they're, you know, preserving it, now I see why. You know, because they have to do restorations on it. Otherwise, the seawater would wash it and erode it away over time. So now I see why they're restoring it. If the seawater was to wash all of the dungeons into the ocean today, there would be people who said slavery never happened. Never happened. So we have a prevailing theory. Yeah. We have a prevailing theory that the indoctrination is deep. And a lot of our African American brothers are now starting to believe that slavery never happened.
It's happening. It's
Yeah.
real.
Yeah.
It's real. When we start the tour, you will see it is real. This is not a fiction.
Yes.
This is not an imaginary story. It is
Yeah.
real. So you can see this building. They are hundreds of years old. Yeah, it's real. So don't be indoctrinated. It's never true.
Yeah.
Slavery never existed. It's real, 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 real.
All right, so we're here, and I will let our tour guide explain a little bit of history behind where exactly we are right now.
All right, so basically we are at Cape Coast. This is a Cape Coast Castle, one of the jails that hosted our male and female slaves. Okay, so the main tour guide of this place will take us around to give us more details of whatever the history is. I don't want to jump the queue, you know. So I want the tour guide who is in charge of this place to take us around and then give us, you know, the detailed history of this place. It will be an exciting moment. It will be an exciting moment. I'm trusting it will be an exciting moment. So
Yes.
enjoy.
Yeah.
All right, so this is your second time coming here.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you say? Is there any change? But I think there's this sea defense. It wasn't here.
No, it's
Like,
something.
It wasn't here.
It's something new. What's gonna be the results to this project? Like, what are they building right now?
No, they are this is a sea defense. So just like the name suggests, to prevent the seawater flowing to this place.
Oh.
Okay, as you can see. So they will be doing this normally when the waves are so high, like tidal waves.
Yeah.
And all that. It comes into this place.
Oh wow.
And then you know how seawater can destroy property.
Right.
Look there. Look at how it has eroded those pillars. You can see the pillars there.
Ah.
So at the end of the day, when this project is done, they invest a lot of money to this, a lot of millions
Yeah.
in this government project. And when they do it, it prevents this seawater coming to this side. Okay, coming to this side, which may project the buildings and the other side, just to destroy property. So one way there, we can say they are doing this to protect life and property. Yeah, that's
And
correct.
protect the monument and make sure the history is preserved.
Yeah, so you see, with this project, if it is well done, and it's capital intensive though, if it is well done, I think you can even build on this. You know? So the sea can be drawn back when the whole sea is filled. And I know in some countries they do such projects where they can reclaim the land or the sea land. They can reclaim it to a resident. I don't know. Singapore, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. So that is basically the sea defense projects.
See the boats on the water.
How are you doing? Great. Well, my name is Morgan Mensah. I was born on Thursday.
Wednesday.
Is she aggressive?
Very.
Oh!
She was born on Wednesday.
Do you know when you were born?
Not aggressive.
A Friday.
Yes, you are.
So you are Kofi?
You are too. I was born in March.
They are no nonsense people.
Yes.
Tough.
I was born on Friday.
Oh, so you have your partner.
Except you see, Charlie come in. You see, no care what nobody else knows. Ready? You see,
This a very emotional aspect. And I'm glad I came here. You only witness a real dungeon. Unlike elsewhere where storerooms were turned into dungeons. And this was the third and the last castle.
Last.
Third and last.
Beside the three castles were many forts. James Fordonsha Fort in Accra, Antonio Apollonio in Sebastian in Western region. And this is the Cape Coast Castle, English 1664, labor for the construction
1664.
by our own ancestors.
Cape Coast Castle.
Yeah, our own ancestors. this piece of land some time ago was known as Cabo Corso, according to Portuguese. When they were in Elmina, a section of them settled here and named the area Cabo Corso to mean Short Cape. It was therefore the English who changed Cabo Corso to mean Cape Coast. Other school of thought said because of the pronunciation right, Cabo they say Cape, Corso became coast. So if the English didn't corrupted it to mean Cape Coast, it was those who could not pronounce Cabo Corso the way it should be and pronounce it Cape Coast. Whatever it is, they are all 9-letter words.
Yes.
No hyphen anywhere. Wherever you saw Cape Coast written with hyphen or dash, it's incorrect.
Okay.
Later, Portuguese abandoned the area because they lost the Dutch. They lost the Elmina Castle to the Dutch around 1637. If a whole castle they lost it, what was the use of wooden structure here? So therefore, they abandoned the area and left for Angola, Mozambique, Equatorial Guinea, Kenya, where they built a whole slave dungeon named after Jesus Christ.
Oh.
So if you want to see Fort Jesus, we go to Mombasa in Kenya.
Fort Jesus?
For Jesus.
Fort Jesus.
I tell you.
Which Jesus? Because it ain't the one I know.
Which one do you know?
The
madam?
one who's love,
Who's love?
not slave.
Yeah, that's Antichrist
But
right
the
there.
same people gave us
The one
the
that lives in
Jesus
us.
and had a Jesus temple above a dungeon.
Wicked.
There's a
That was the church.
this is church up here.
The tunnels, the passageways to the slave dungeons are built beneath the first Christian church.
Oh, wow.
So on top of the slave
You
dungeons.
just want to say Christian just to be
No.
no, but
Yeah.
And this is the dungeon.
That was the
down here.
dungeon. So our own brother experienced the same shock. Obama, 13 years ago when he
Yeah,
was.
when you came.
Yes.
Some of the shapes were named for Santa Maria, that's Saint Mary,
Yeah.
Jesus, Elizabeth. Cool meaning. Again, the Europeans said he was here as an explorer. Two, he was here as a missionary, teach you the Bible, a way to God Almighty.
That's what they said.
The next time he said, your gold was so paramount to the heart, so they needed your gold, and therefore name your land Gold Coast. Like Cote d'Ivoire as Ivory Coast. The next moment he says, he needed you to go and do hard work for them in America and Caribbean communities. Then came the slave trade. So you see, exploration, evangelism, gold trading, and finally what?
Slavery.
Wonder body.
So
I can't believe that was a church. And then a dungeon on the way.
simultaneously.
That's the wickedness of the heart of man.
So sometimes you wonder
People don't
what
even
kind
so-
of Bible they were using.
Exactly.
I'm just believing it's the same Bible we are all using.
The wickedness of
You know
man.
what? Anglican Methodist churches of Ghana started in the same dungeon, this castle.
It did?
They did. Roman Catholic Church, Elmina Castle. Presby Church of Ghana, the castle in Accra. So Christianity in Ghana, where did they start?
From the castle, the dungeon.
So here we are unable to judge. You know why? The Caucasians who brought us the Bible spend an hour or two at church activities. They've closed. For us, we go 9 a.m. 3 p.m. we are still at the church.
God bless you. I couldn't do it.
Nowadays.
So, focus on your own corner.
You know what he's saying?
The man out there should have mercy on us. And when the D-Day comes, all of us should be held accountable
Amen.
according to our deeds.
Amen.
You know, I was talking to one of the guys who was doing the tours, and we was talking about the whole thing about Africans sold us into slavery. You know, and you'll see that during the documentary. And it's to a point now where that's all most people know about Africa. They don't know the culture, they don't know the history, they don't know that the Bible was written by Africans, and the Bible is about Africans. You know what I'm saying? All they know is, hey, what do you know about Africa? I know that they sold us into slavery. That's.
Did you say that part of? Because I'm from America, and the only thing they teach us about Africa over there is that, oh, the Africans sold us into slavery. We don't know your culture. We don't know anything. All they know is, oh, Africa, they sold us.
I will get a platform over there one day and use one media and take that. So there's no more a reform center as they receive. So that we were not selling. We were selling human beings for how to gain more than that. We had an indentured slavery servitude where, for instance, if you owe Madam here, let's say 300 Ghana cedis of Ghana today, she's demanding the money, you don't have it as a speaking. You have 4 children. Just nominate one, go and work for Madam within the space of, let's say, 6 months. Within that 6 months, that child of yours is no more yours. It belongs to her. Until the agreement was over. So you have to work for Madam and pay your demeanor. If you put a very good behavior in the family, Madam can ask you to marry her daughter. In that case, you are no more a servant. A servant turns in-law.
Right. So it's not the same.
That is it. All these things, we were doing it. And these people came in and then fuel it and then get more of us. In that case, you had a gun, he doesn't. And by force, you have to go for it. It's not true lie. Because we were like this, so if you visited me home one particular evening unannounced, and I had only one ball of pancake to eat, either we eat it together or I divide it into 2 take half. That is us.